Hi, and welcome once again. Thanks for joining me today for the session. Hope all is well and fine with you wherever you may be. Thanks for joining in today. Okay, so today's topic is failure, the ultimate winner. Failure, the ultimate winner. Okay, let's begin. First, let me speak on a general notion of failure. Now tell me, who wants to lose? Do you want to lose? I don't think so. Who really wants to fail at something? Historically, life has taught us enough to know that we would like to see ourselves winning. Isn't that usually the case? It doesn't matter exactly what we're winning. Usually, one's first response is to know that he has to win. Now, I challenge this thought. At what cost is one willing to win? Eventually, though, as is life, one is bound to fail. It is only a matter of when. It doesn't matter who you are really or what privileges one may possess. Anyone is bound to fail at some point in their life, one way or the other. So let's get accustomed with this idea. Failure is a part of life just as is winning. I do remind one that it actually represents the second step of learning or in developing one's intuition or inner knowing, as failure reminds us of what we do not yet know. Okay, now let's play a game. I pull out the mirror. We are going to perform the mirror test to help us define failure. Let's go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through a few phrases or statements, and next to each line I play with its inverse. I begin. I don't know any winner who has not yet failed, but I don't know any loser who has not yet won. So in that regard, you lose some to win some, or maybe you win some to lose some. I just use a mirror test to play with the words. I continue. For every light, there is shadow, and for every shadow, there is light. The shadow serves to define the light, though it is the light that defines the shadow. I mean, how does one know the light is indeed light if he has not yet met his shadow? The mirror test reveals to us that all things are in pairs, one opposite the other. This is an ordered set. That is to say that failure coexists with winning, though it is not too obvious or apparent. It all depends on where you place your attention. Think about this. The one who thinks he has to win has already lost. The one who knows that there are indeed no losses has already won, for there is a win in every loss. Let's move on. Now, I want to study failure a bit more and explore some reasons why I would like to fail. I say this so casually, why I would like to fail. Anyway, I consider different aspects. So the first thing I'm gonna think about is failure as part of monitoring. In practice, not always do we get it right. Sure, we would like to hit that note on the first try, but we make mistakes all of the time. We lack the things we do not yet know. But having a clear goal or aim or focus pivots one to work in a direction towards his end. So there is some goal or objective in mind. When one takes heed of his errors through contemplation and reflection, he is able to then close a gap that he has found in his practice. Now, this is learning. Learning involves detection of certain errors, such as to make the necessary adjustments, hoping that these changes will get us closer to our main objective. The exciting part about learning is found in the tiny realizations or revelations. For many days, you did not know and failed quite miserably. Then one day, pop, 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 pop. The answer just pops out of nowhere, and now you want to implement this newfound knowledge in your strategy. I enjoy learning, so I appreciate this much. Failure is the element that lets one know to make changes along the journey of trying to do something, such as when learning a new skill. Very well, I explore more reasons. Now I look at failure as reinforcement. If you want to know how good or how bad you are at something, most times entry-level applications require some test of sorts. When learning a language, the first thing usually done is that a screening test is used. Why is this? Why is this the case? Tell me. No, I will. Okay, I'm just playing right now. No, I will tell you. I have thought about this to some degree. And though one may feel a bit ashamed with failing at something, it does highlight the places where perhaps more effort is required to complete those particular areas. There is nothing wrong in taking more time to study a particular area with more caution and more detail. Though it requires patience, the weaker parts in a structure are usually the most influential, or shall I say, important part. For one is only as strong as his weakest part, and so it is worth the time and effort to reinforce the weaker parts in one. The interesting part about it is that those nuanced improvements actually improves the whole lot significantly. Sometimes the most crucial or critical link is the most overlooked and undervalued one of all. The power lies in the weaker part. The power lies in the most humble part. The most insignificant thing can become your stumbling block if you are not paying attention. Think about that. I move on. Okay, now I look at failure as a spin off to something much more meaningful. This one gets to me. It really does. Why is that? I ask myself. It is because I usually find pretty neat solutions by mistake. Yes, I am no genius, but I usually happen to stumble upon solutions from out of nowhere that I don't know myself. So I kid you not. I don't usually intend to do certain things, but just by accident, I find something, something just pops up, something different, something I've never seen before, and I usually enjoy the outcome, surprisingly. It could be when I am walking and end up on a street that I was not intending to walk on in the first place, and then suddenly, boom, I stumble upon a place that I was seemingly searching for, but not really. I did not know I was searching for that place, but somehow the place found me, and then I find what I was looking for, right? Yeah, that thing you were searching for some time ago, and then now this place becomes your go-to place. This is just one tiny example, right? It could also be like, for example, when I accidentally find myself in websites that I have no idea about, never seen it, never thought about it, never think about it, nothing like that. But somehow my hand just by accident find its way on the page, just lands on the page, and it shows me the information that I was kind of thinking about and wasn't really sure how to get to. Now, is this pure coincidence? Is it? I think it to the self not. But I rest this point here. I move on. And now on to my last point about failure. Failure realizes one's dependency. Failure instructs one of his limits. We can go on and on and on, and then at some point, we meet up with a huge stumbling block. This is one of inertia. The momentum is stopped. We cannot go on. One has met with his limits at this point. This is important to recognize, very, very important, right? It is very important to recognize one's limitation in order for further progress to be made. Though one can be independent, there is much greater power found in dependency. Of course, I know what you're thinking. Okay, maybe I don't actually know what you're thinking. But reliance takes one a much further distance than just resting on the self. Now, I remind myself of the picture that the hydrogen atom revealed to me, the one who stands alone. Clearly, being alone, one will surely fail. That is a given, okay? But what if this one relies on what he does not see or even cannot see? This is a game changer. Though it may appear that one relies on himself, in actuality, there is a bigger force at play. When one learns to depend more and more on what he cannot see and lean less and less on what he does see, he is not losing, my friend. He is changing the entire game. And this is the big picture. When one loses from what he sees, he gains from what he does not see. Now, might I add, what isn't seen much more powerful than what is seen? You be the judge. I am no judge. But I share with you the secret that I have learned on my feeling journey. Now I ask myself, do I want to fail? I leave no comment here. Regardless, failure actually takes one much closer to his true success. And I rest my point here. I want to now end the session with words to assert myself on my journey when I met with obstacles. Okay. I am an overcomer. I have an overcoming mind. I am a problem solver. My mind constantly works to solve problems. Before getting over a problem, I must first be under the problem. I must first understand the problem. My mind works to study the problem. I look for its root cause. For every problem, there is at least one solution. My mind searches for an array of solutions. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The answer is always right in front of me. I just need to open my eyes in order to find my answer. I utilize life's laws to help me to arrive at solutions. I utilize life's historical experiences to help me get closer to my solution. I choose to focus on creating a pathway instead of studying blocked pathways. I use my creativity to create new pathways to subdue my problem. I consult my father for these creative pathways. My father is very creative and gives excellent strategies. I use my time to develop creative strategies. I exercise patience to derive a workable solution. I use my obstacle as a stepping stone to get me closer to where I am to go. Once I have decided to subdue my problem becomes subdued. I must first decide that I want my problem solved. Then the answer will appear right in front of me. I utilize faith to grow a field of solutions. My mind grows fertile for possible solutions. I need not fear, for I have come with a solution to my problem. I am an overcomer, and I overcome my problems with great ease. I have an overcoming mind, and never do I let challenges get the best of me. I treat adversity as my pillar of opportunity. I picture myself overcoming. I experience its win long before my victory. My faith grows because of my problems, and I practice my faith when I receive new problems. Today, I plant the seed of overcoming in my mind and use my faith to watch what I have planted blossom into a beautiful and majestic forest.